Welcome to the Ascend Experience. This is Matt Eschler coming to you live with
Caleb Hawkins.
And Ryan Craig.
And the three of us are going to get together, and we're going to have various other therapists check in here as well and answer your questions. And we appreciate any questions that you want to send to info@ascendcw.com or to any one of the three of us. It's our first name, Matt, Caleb, Ryan, @ascendcw.com. Try to remember that. Trevor will have it scrolling across the bottom, I'm sure. Today, the question we're going to answer is, we've got an individual male, he's in his college years, mid-20s, and is struggling with the anxiety provoking or producing TikToks and YouTube clips on all of the chaos that's going on everywhere from Minnesota to across the United States with the protests. He's super supportive of law enforcement and police, but then he's hearing all these messages about how it's just not working, and then he's watching these horrible things play out and just feels anxiety, feels like he doesn't understand the world anymore. What kind of counsel would you give that kind of anxiety?
That's a good question. Tell me a little bit more about this anxiety. Has he had anxiety before, or is this like spiked up since these protests?
You know, in the question came via text. I'm going to take a stab at, it's not a client of mine, it's a friend of the family. Probably some long-standing low-grade anxiety, and probably an anxious family. But not over the top. It doesn't stop them from doing things. It doesn't, but it's there. So, but now it's getting to where it's a little bit over the top for him.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, first of all, I want to send empathy towards him. I feel like that's a very understandable thing to be worried about. The state of our country is pretty hectic, and so before we get to debunking the anxiety or support changing the anxiety, I just want to support him in it, that it's totally understandable that he would be so worried, and that the feelings are totally valid. And that's where I would start. I don't know if you'd go in a different direction, but...
Oh yeah, for sure. Try to get him to feel safe and heard, and that it's real, that he's not making it up. Get more information from him for sure.
Just really quick, do you guys all catch what they said? And it's such a key for outside of therapy. Like if you're a dad, or if you're a brother, or a best friend, or a minister, a church leader of someone that has some pretty intense anxiety, so often we want to dive in and fix it. And of course they would love to have it fixed. Most often, in fact, probably 100% of the time, the healthiest thing to do is to just hear them out. Let them explain their anxiety without intervention. Just get it all out, and you sit with it with them. And what we mean by sit with it is, don't try to fix it immediately. Don't give them 10 suggestions and say things like, if you would just, or did you try? How about just, yeah, that would cause anxiety. That's, in fact, I'm feeling some of it too right now. In fact, even with my clients that are anxious, often it's valid anxiety. It's like, yep, that would cause anybody anxiety, what you're going through, you know. So what they're suggesting to you, first step is listen really well without telling them what to do. And don't try to fix it for a while until they feel heard and understood. Yeah. And then you were headed somewhere.
Oh, and then you come up with a game plan that they need to change their experience. With right now, it's all real, it's all happening, especially if you have a TikTok or whatever. That's the world you're living in, that's the narrative, that's the story. And
so
that's
change their experience, go there.
Yeah, well, map where they've had different experiences, and then help the community or the people around them to give them a different experience, to show the nervous system and the anxiety. Yes, you can feel anxiety with this, but also this is true, and you have support in different areas. So yes, it's scary, and I got to watch my back if there's a police officer or something, but also I have brothers and sisters and the male person, and maybe the police officer's good, or lots of different things, but to get them to experience something different.
So what I'm hearing Caleb say is, and he's going to correct me if I'm off base, but it's it's you're watching TikTok and seeing something play out in Minnesota, and it is anxiety provoking, and it's got you thinking about your own community. But you also have a group of friends, because you're a college student. Go play pickleball with them and notice that you are safe the whole time. That's a whole different experience. And pause there and let yourself experience that without looking at TikTok. Just don't open your phone.
Right.
Stay off your phone the whole time. And maybe even for the rest of that evening with your buddies, go and do stuff, noticing that it's safe for you. You're okay. It turned out okay.
Yeah, and giving the brain doesn't know the difference, right? If what it's seeing, if this is
They're
happening,
just experiencing
or it's
both.
just experience. So give a different experience, and
Okay.
then let you get your agency back to choose which one do I want to
Okay, I
step
like that.
into.
It's an excellent first step.
Yeah, I think on top of that, it's also really important to understand like what it is the anxiety is trying to do for you.
Mm.
I think a lot of times, I actually heard Chad mention this earlier, that like the feelings that we suppress, that we push down, are the ones that actually fester and interact and like change our behavior and our feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think a lot of times when anxiety comes up, whether it's about law enforcement or other anxiety-provoking experiences, we tend to push it away because we don't want to feel it. It's not comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But rather it'd be important to bring it up and try to understand, okay, like this anxiety of the state of the United States and just cops in general, it's like, okay, what is that anxiety rooted in? Like a lot of times with anxiety, it's fear-based.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd want to understand with this individual, what is it that you truly fear that's driving your anxiety?
Mm-hmm.
So that when you understand that, then you can start to replace it with experiences that might overshadow that fear.
Mm-hmm. So what Ryan's teaching us is like with this particular issue, with this particular person that has the question, I would suggest that the fear that he's facing and trying to push away is that the world's fallen apart. And he's really kind of stressed that the world's fallen apart. And the misnomer, I believe, is that we can actually push it away. We don't. We actually just tamp it down. It's
Mm-hmm.
still there. So if he tamps it down and ignores it, it's probably going to get worse and fester.
Yeah.
And he's not going to change his nervous system. He's not going to do any work there. So the idea is to, like we've all said, we talk about it and then go have an experience that is in the community that is safe and notice that there is chaos and it's real and we can look at it and we can talk through it and there's safety with our buddies that we can find that's real. And let's say you go and play pickleball with your buddies and somebody steals somebody's wallet while you're out there and now there's this lack of safety. Well, you still have a choice, right? You can like turn in a police report, you can do anything you can to protect your stuff by keeping it closer to you next time and recognize that your buddies are still your buddies and you're still in your community and you lost some money to a theft, but it didn't have to ruin your whole world. There's still a level of safety that you still have this group around you, and that's kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Is
You can
is
still
notice things.
You can still control what you like,
Something.
some part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can even control how you react to loss by talking through it, not stuffing it or trying to push it aside. And maybe don't catastrophize it. Like, keep it to exactly what it is. I lost $20 in my wallet. I can go cancel my credit cards. I can apply. It's all a hassle, but I do have some control. And that's, again, I just say that because I assigned a couple to go out on a date and told them because their big anxiety was leaving their kids with a babysitter. And heaven forbid it happened. They were gone on their date, and a drunk neighbor, it's in one of these neighborhoods that every fourth house looked alike, and one of their neighbors got really drunk and thought it was his house and came in and passed out on their couch.
Oh
And the
my God.
babysitter was scared to death. I told this couple to put their phones in their glove box and go to the restaurant and then go and take a walk. They had like 40 calls when they got back to their phones, and that was their biggest fear, that they wouldn't be available. And so we got to like understand that there is things that can happen.
Yeah.
And they can get through them. And sometimes they will fall apart and it will look like, oh my gosh, that was horrible. But most of the time it'll be just fine. And so that's what our nervous systems will notice, is that there's little spikes and then it goes back to smooth spikes. And that's our tip for the day. Don't stuff it. And then notice your experience and then have a different experience. And that's 2 steps towards resolving anxiety.